What's up everybody, it's Comics Addiction, and today we're doing a video for Comicon. That's right. If you guys remember, I did a early video. I can't remember what time it was cold and still trying to wake up. I hit up my friend, if you guys have seen my live streams, his name is Matt, and we're like, yeah, let's do this, let's go, let's check it out. And right before I hit your Belinda, Comicon, I remember I told him, I was like, wait, I want to check out this little spot that kind of just pops out of nowhere once a month. It's my little stash of where I find little gems, and I'm gonna show that real quick. So before I talk about what happened at Comicon, my experience, everything I saw, madness. So this is just a little preview. So I told him, I was like, dude, let's just hit it up real quick. I was like, if you don't mind, because it's 7:50 in the morning. It doesn't start till 9:30. So let's just hit it up. We got nothing to do. It's our day off. And sure enough, we went to this little spot I hit up, and for whatever reason this day comics were just popping left and right, little vendors, and I was like, what the heck? And I was like, whatever, I was walking through each one as fast as I could and looking through everything, and there's this older guy right there, and he just had a couple comics. He had some Defenders, early Defenders, like 10, issue 13, but he wanted like $40–50. The first book that I found that I thought was just, maybe I've seen it in somebody's haul, but I just thought it looks freaking awesome, and that's Vampirella: A Scarlet Thirst. I mean, that's a great cover. The only thing I did find wrong with it when I rebagged and boarded was it was barely hanging on the minute I put it into the bag. It just fell off. I figured that would happen, but this is just for my PC. This is just something I did not see myself getting rid of, and it's an awesome cover. If you guys know who the artist is, please let me know. It says DF. Do not know who that is. Does not ring any bells. Another book was World's Finest, number 175. I just thought this is pretty awesome. It said featuring the Superman, Batman, Revenge Squads. So I guess this is you got the whole S of Superman but Kryptonite. You got Batman, but instead of the bat, it's a skull. Just the skull is very childish, if you ask me. It looks like something straight out of a cartoon. But it was a time, so you see it say, "Die, Man of Steel, die!" And of course, the Superman Revenge Squad will destroy you. I should have just kept on going. And yeah, that was one of the first books. The second book, and of course the last book, because I pretty much had given up. I was like, I was debating what to even take this. And I was like, it's just one book. I was like, should I take it? Should I not? And then the guy asked me, he's like, hey, I have a tub full of comics down there if you want to take a look. I was like, oh, okay. And it was a bunch of new books, modern books. Some were a little beat up for new books. And there was like 4 big stacks, and I kept on looking. There were a couple books I wanted and just decided to skip on them. And I was like, looks like I'm just gonna come out with 1 or 2 books. The last stack, to my surprise, I found a book that's on my top 10 want list. To my surprise. I was just excited the minute I saw it. I saw the price, and the guy was like, hey, by the way, those books down there with the tub, they're half off. And I was like, wait, what? So I didn't even think twice. I was like, I'm getting this book practically for free. I'll take it. And that is Marvel Future presents The Defenders #1. That's just... I was so elated to see this book right there in that tub, all the way at the bottom. So by no means is it a perfect copy. It has some dings and whatnot. But I'll say this. I saw a copy similar to this at the con. Had some good damage to it and whatnot. But the main cover itself looks very, very nice. When I was at the con, I saw people asking $150, $200. The most I saw was $250 for this book. And boy, was I glad I found it right before. So once again, this little spot that I've been hitting up the last 4 or 5 months, I struck out a couple of times, but I found my ASM 300, 301, Marvel Future Presents, classic McFarlane Batman cover. So it's time to cross this out. There you go. Marvel Future #1 has been crossed out. Figured my number 10 would be easy. I didn't think it would be that easy and that cheap. No, some people don't like talking about price, so I'm just gonna start not talking about the price. Just know that I pretty much paid nothing for it. So yeah, now for Comicon. My experience, man, I had a blast. I could tell my friend had fun, but at the same time, I feel like it was overwhelming at times where people are just elbowing and pushing, and I could see him. He was giving me this look like, I'm gonna punch somebody if I get elbowed once again. So he would take like little breaks or walk around elsewhere, and I was just digging and digging and digging. And then one thing I was doing with somebody else or whoever was next to me would be like, "You ready? I'm ready. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Just switch." You just do, and then start flipping. But that's how tight it was. It was definitely smaller than I thought it would be, but for a small con, I was beyond sorry about that. Beyond impressed. The amount of big boy books, holy grails, whatever you want to call it, it was ridiculous. It was all comics. There was no cosplay, none of the nonsense, no Funko Pops, no offense, of course. It's just, I just wanted to look for books. Just books. And finally I found a convention that's all about books. Now, the only little thing I had, which it's not really even to bug me that much, is some of the price on the books were, holy mackerel, just beyond expensive. There was I was taking my ASM 300 as trade bait, and they were selling, most people were selling them for 600, 700 raw copies, and they were selling. People were buying, and I was like, let me not trade my book. Maybe I'll just keep it for now. Because they're going to offer me 300 and just reflip it for 600, 700. And I wanted to get a decent trade for another book that I wanted, which I'm sure, actually, now that I think about it, they probably were going to offer me a lot lower than that. So I just decided to keep it and decided to buy. The first booth I hit up, I didn't really find much. There was a lot of Golden Age on the first booth, but some of the prices were not reasonable. I feel like they were a little high, even though I don't know as much about Golden Age as I would like to. And sure enough, the second booth I hit up, because I went towards my left, was I passed the second booth. The third booth was Jeff, the Golden Age Guru. And I thought, holy man, right away, huh? I was like, all right. I was like, what's up, Jeff? This is Comics Addiction. He was like, hey, what's up, man? Wait, so what's your first name? I was like, oh, my bad. I was like, my name's John. He's like, oh, man, John, nice to meet you, man. Really cool guy, really mellow. Just as you see him in the videos, he's laid back, real chill. Now, don't get me wrong, he was extremely busy. Everybody was just, it's chaos. Everybody knows what they want, and they are hunting fast, and they are just bam, bam, bam. Here's a cash, here's a card. Let's go. Next booth. And I couldn't interact with him the way I wanted to. Just had a couple questions about Golden Age books. But you know what? There's always next time. There's always I could hit him up on Instagram once I open up my page. And he definitely hooked me up. I will show that in a bit of what I got. Some of the other books I found were $2 books. I got this, $2.92. Some of these are just run fillers. Fantastic Four, $2.43. Just Galactus. X-Men, $2.02. X-Men, $2.25. X-Men, $2.27. X-Men 226 and X-Men 191. Nowadays everywhere else they want like $5-6 for X-Men books, which is crazy. I went to another guy that was really cool, and he had a lot of more modern books, but I found this Incredible Hulk, $3.77, very fine, near mint. I would say it's more on the VF than near mint, but he had it for $6, and I didn't even ask for a discount. He was like, I can do $5. I was like, whoa, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. I was not asking for a discount, but I will gladly take it. It's like a little, I don't know what that is, if that's manufacturer defect. But overall, I do agree the book is just pretty. And now to talk about, like I said, I met Jeff. He was awesome. And he was like, hey, by the way, Tom is behind you. And I'm all looking. I was looking at the other booth because there's a bunch of sellers behind me. They had an awesome wall too. And I'm like, what? Where? And I turned again, and I didn't realize that Tom was turning on. Also, like, if he was looking for Tom himself. And I was like, oh crap, what's up, man? He's like, hey, what's up? And I tried to ask him a question, but Tom is Tom. He's in a hurry, he's on the move, and he's hunting. So by the time I asked him, he just took off, and I was like, oh, well, he's busy. Which also, it was awesome to see other people. Somebody else I saw was John's Comics with Kids. I saw him with his $2, but he was also on the move, and I saw him from maybe 6-7 feet away, and I wanted to say what's up, but I was like, oh, he looks busy too. And one thing I will say is there were so many Johns. I heard John everywhere. I also met John from Torpedo Comics, from System of a Down, the drummer, I believe. That was awesome. That was one of my favorite moments, just meeting him. I got to shake hands, talk to him a little bit. And me and my friend were just kind of shocked that we forgot to ask to take a picture. If I ever see him again, I will definitely say, hey man, can we take a picture with you? Because that was one of my all-time favorite bands. So now to show the books that I got hooked up with by Jeff. This book was definitely not on my list. It just happened to be there on his one of his boxes for a hell of a deal. And that's Amazing Spider-Man number 20. The first appearance of Scorpion. This book is pretty. One thing that he definitely told me right away that it was on a sticker that was wrong with it is there's a missing page, And it's like an ad page because the story's complete. The story is all there. I tried looking for the missing page, but whoever took it out or did whatever they did to the book, I couldn't see it. I mean, he's probably seen so many of these books that he knows by now what's supposed to be there. I have no idea. I'm just happy I have the complete story. The price that I got on it, I couldn't say no to it. My first Golden Age book, finally. I could actually say I got one. And that is Marines in Battle number 18. Done by Severin. Severin. I don't know. I still trying to learn all about Golden Age artists. The main one I know is L.B. Cole. And that's this bad boy right here. I love World War II covers. And I can't say no to World War II covers. For a moment, I was going to grab a bunch of books, and I was like, hold up, this is barely my second place I'm hitting up. I can't drop all my money right here. Which actually I was surprised. I saved some of my money. I was like, that'll go towards WonderCon. But I got this bad boy right here. Just love it. And I didn't plan on getting an EC book. Oh, spoiler alert, I got an EC book. It's just the cover was there. It looked awesome. The artist is Feldstein. And the price was good. And look at this cover. It's Shock Suspense Stories number 8. That's EC. Pre-code horror. And she's about to get her throat cut. That's just some violent stuff right there. Definitely an awesome cover. Grabbed my attention right away. I wish, like I said, everybody there is busy. It's hectic. But it's just so much fun digging through those boxes, trying to beat the next person on hopefully getting the next great book. And to me, this definitely is going to be one of my favorites. I'll probably have to get CGC now just for this book right here and this. I definitely want to keep these preserved, and it's going to be an awesome memory of my first Golden Age. I told Jeff, I was like, dude, these are actually my first Golden Age books. And he was excited. He did a fist pump. One guy I want to talk about real quick is his name is Jim. He's a seller. I've met him a couple times at a flea market. Always buy from him. He always has good hookups. I only bought this from him just because I'll explain it. His table, say, was right here, and the table next to him was CGC. So the people coming in through here were just all over his books, and nobody could go look. Everybody was just like trying to peek on some of the books that he had right there on the side. But he already had like big boy books on the front. So on the side, he was trying to put some other stuff so that people could look at, and you just couldn't. I mean, the CGC line was out of control. People were going nuts, and he couldn't really say anything because, I mean, you got CGC there. So a lot of people were going there for that. He did throw a joke. He's like, look at all these people trying to get their modern, he didn't say modern. He's like trying to get their books they just got yesterday graded. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, yeah. And he seemed upset, and I don't blame him. He paid for a table, and nobody was really trying to get around near his area because of how crowded it was. It was madness, and I felt bad for him, but hopefully he did okay. Hopefully he had a Daredevil 1, he had a AF-15, so I'm sure hopefully he made his money. Another book I found was this right here, Human Torch, Marvel Comics, and this is a reprint. This is not a Golden Age by no means. I know how much these go for, but I just thought this cover looked awesome. I wanted to grab it. I got it. some dude was about to try to yank it out of my hands, and I was like, relax, man, it's a reprint. I'm taking this. Because he saw the price. It was like super cheap, and he thought it was a Golden Age, and he was about to go nuts. And I told the guy, I was like, yeah, I'll take it, man. Happily take. That's around the time when I met John from System of a Down. And soon after, I had seen John from John's Comics for Kids. Like I said, that was awesome. And the last 2 books that I got, because I'm already at 20 minutes, holy mackerel, was Superman #1, Neil Adams cover, classic cover, Kryptonite No More. I have yet to put this in a Mylar, but I definitely got a good deal out of this book. It's graded at a 5.5. They had it at that. Do I agree? I don't know. I'm no grader, but I definitely do think it's a great cover. It seems like it has a subscription crease right here. You could see a bit of the line. But overall, I'm really happy to have this. And for those of you that did not see my live stream, I had a top 11 through 34 comics that I also have on my want list. I was looking for this because on eBay it's gotten out of control. It's up to like $80, $90 almost every time. And I found this for not exactly cheap, but definitely a lot cheaper than what's on eBay. And that's Detective Comics 475. Just an awesome cover. It's Joker with his 2 fish guns. Here's my question. I asked my friend and we both started laughing, thinking he has to have done it already. Has he ever backhanded or slapped the crap out of somebody with the fishes? I would love to see him do that if he did. I have yet to read the books. I know there's a 476 that it's a continuation of the story, so that's why I want to wait to grab that to finally read it, because I hate being left on a cliffhanger. Just hate waiting for that. So I would say I definitely had a success on finding a bunch of books that I definitely love, definitely more focused. This right here, that's just great. Definitely excited to get my first Golden Age books. And once again, Jeff, thank you so much, man. You hooked me up. I had fun at Comicon. Like I said, it's madness, but I love it because it's all about the books. I think Rob Liefeld showed up at some point, and I told my friend, I was like, watch Rob Liefeld show up, and sure enough, he did. But overall, just so many awesome books. Had a blast. Can't wait to go next year. My next con coming up will be WonderCon. I'm definitely going to take a camera there to record. Sorry about the humps. So now I've got 9 more to go. 2 Golden Age. I've got this one in my sights. I might be getting it sooner than I thought, but we'll see. Hopefully you guys like this video. And until next time, guys, later.